Christina Cooper-Gomm, and I'm from Utah. I'm a therapist, and I'm a mom. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. My husband's a stay-at-home dad, so we've got reverse roles. I was super judgmental. I was very judgmental about peptides, and I had no idea that people that were on peptides could connect it to an opportunity. So I am here with a couple of my good friends, and all of us have not only had like experiences with peptides, also been able to become like professional pointers, which is we just share our provider link and we are making an income from that. So we're just going to kind of go through this and you'll get to hear from a couple of us just to see the real and raw, like what it looks like and how much time and that sort of thing. So Jess, we will start with you.
Hi, yeah. So I'm Jessica Monson. I live in northern Utah. I'm a mom to a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I am married to my high school sweetheart who is a roofer. We are part owners of a family roofing company, and he's super busy and gone lots. And so I'm just like in motherhood and soaking it all up, the good and the bad. So I have been on peptides. I've been on a GLP-1, specifically trizepatide, for a year now, and my experience with it has been so good. I feel like a completely different person. So I first got on peptides because I had a neighbor who had lost a ton of weight and she looks amazing. And I was really struggling to lose the weight. So before I even had my babies, I was over 200 pounds. I was doing all the things to lose weight. I was working out. I was counting macros. I even hired a personal trainer, and I would start to lose some, and then I got pregnant, and then I lost that baby weight to a certain point, and then I got pregnant again. And I just would always get stuck at 195 pounds, and I could never drop it and get past that weight. So, um, being on a GLP-1, I am down 35 pounds now, and I feel so, so good. But I've been sharing my life on social media now for 6 years. And I actually kept the last year of sharing about peptides a secret. I didn't share it with anyone except for my husband. And I did it because there's like this shame around it. And I just didn't want anyone's opinion, to be 100% honest. But I've started having people notice the weight loss and asking what I was doing. And I saw a friend that she was actually earning an income from sharing about her journey. So I decided to jump in and started posting about it on my social media. And I have been able to make about $500 a month, just from sharing my own journey. I'm not sharing anything MLM-y. I'm not in people's inboxes. I'm not having to message people, like go back and forth like that at all. And it's seriously been so good. I literally just show up during my daughter's nap time, about an hour in the afternoon while she's down for her nap. And I create reels around my journey, just sharing my experience, educating people. I talk in my stories, kind of sharing my journey. And that's where the money and the sales have came from. It's honestly been so freeing, not feeling like I have to be in everyone's inbox all the time. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me and how I do this business in the cracks of mom life.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Alicia Coleman. I live in Minnesota, and I am a new single mom, kind of charting new territory. And I have a 10-year-old daughter who's a competitive gymnast. I am somewhat of a crunchy mom. My background has always been very holistic, very much into working out, being healthy. It's been my lifestyle for a really long time. And when I reached about 43 years old, because I'm currently 48, when I turned 43, I noticed my body was changing in ways that I've never noticed before. I just felt like I had this, I now call it the meno belly, but it's like the menopause belly that just comes out of nowhere. Your face starts to plump up, like everything changed in my body. And it was so frustrating. I was hiding from mirrors. I felt really bad about myself. And the most frustrating thing is that I was still eating really healthy. I was working out all the time. I was doing everything the same. However, nothing changed. And that was like extremely frustrating. I was living in this like personal sense of like beating myself up every single day, but not talking about it. And so I realized that there's a lot of women just like me who are going through that. And so being someone who's super holistic, I've always been like a hard no to any types of medications and things like that. However, I had a really good friend who decided to get on peptides and specifically with a GLP-1. And I said, all right, I'm open to hearing about it. I decided to dive in and do the research on it. I realized that like it's totally different than what I thought. It's actually super beneficial health wise. And so for me, going through what I was going through, I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose at this point. And when perimenopause takes over your body, things are just in actual chaos. Like your hormones are in chaos, your estrogen levels go into chaos, and it really starts to affect how your body responds. And the inflammation was off the charts for me. And so I was so open and I was seeing people have results, and I just said, okay, I'm in, let's do it. I've now been on this for 3 months, and the last time I checked, I was 18 pounds down. But when you see my before and afters, it looks like way more than that. I'm still lifting weights, so I know that I am gaining muscle too. So don't always listen to your scale. Sometimes it's lying to you. But really for me, it was about looking in a mirror and feeling confident again. And that was something I hadn't had in a really long time. And I feel like I'm kind of getting my groove back, which is so exciting at my age. And so I'm just so excited about it. And so the other thing that was really cool was that I saw my friends sharing about it on social media, and there was an opportunity attached, like to actually be an affiliate and make money. And I decided, well, if I'm going to share about it publicly and share my journey with people and show other women what's possible for them, yeah, let's do that. Let's sign up and let's make this, I'll be an affiliate. Let's do it. And so it's been 3 months, and I mean, my first month I made just over $500. Second month I made like just over $2,300, and third month I'm like another $2,000. And literally, like having been in like a network marketing like company before, I was on my phone 24/7, and with this, I'm like the only time I get on my phone is to share. Like I share my story, I share content or share a reel about like my journey and personally like what's going on and what I'm experiencing, and that's it. Like I I I don't go to bed at night feeling like embarrassed or ashamed of anything that I'm doing. I'm very, very like excited and confident, and the messages that I'm getting from women who are just thanking me for sharing my journey and sharing like how it's helped me, and so many women at this point that I now know are doing it too. And they're so excited and they're seeing results. And that's been super cool. Just the fact that like me sharing what I was going through is going to affect that amount of other women. And so that's been great.
Well, thank you guys for sharing and just like being open about everything. I have 8 years experience building in the network marketing industry, and I built to the top of a compensation plan. We were doing well over six figures, averaging about $20,000 a month. It was great, and I learned a ton. There were things I didn't love about it, the time that it took to build it, and honestly, the time that I put into it, meaning that I worked a lot. I was on a lot of Zoom calls. I was, taught to kind of do like the whole normal reach out, sales, like all of that kind of stuff. So when I initially looked into peptides, it wasn't for myself, it was for my husband. A year ago, he was 33 years old, and we thought he was having a heart attack. That was like kind of our first scare. We've always known that he was overweight. He's fluctuated. He's lost the 100 pounds before, gained it back. Any form of diet. He's literally done anything you could ever think of, like keto, intermittent fasting, being in a calorie deficit. And he has succeeded using supplements or like different protein powders. Like there's so many different things that you can, essentially use for weight loss, but he was never happy, meaning that like if he was on a diet, the house was not a great place to be in because he was just pissed all the time. And there were times where it was like, you might as well just like go get a soda, like if you're gonna be nice. I know it sounds bad, but it's like honestly the truth. So we thought he was having a heart attack at 33. And then about 6 months after that, his sleep apnea got really bad. He was like gasping in his sleep, and because he was holding his breath, and that was all weight related. So then we were looking at getting him a CPAP machine. That's when I learned about peptides. The doctor wouldn't prescribe it to him. More people kind of started posting about it, but we actually didn't know anyone that was openly talking about it. When we started talking about it, then we learned that a lot of people were on them. Like over 100 messages in my inbox of people that had had amazing experiences with peptides, specifically GLP-1s, that had never talked about it because of this like stigma that I do believe is going to change over the next 10 years based on the research that I've done and what we see happening in the healthcare industry and just in the US in general, is that more people are going to see the positive effects of their health by using peptides. And there's peptide for everything. Like if there's anything you think like, oh, is there a peptide for that? There probably is. That being said, looked into it, didn't pull the trigger because of the price. That was the whole thing. Is we were like, oh, it's expensive. And we've actually done expensive diets before, but it was like, oh, it's expensive. We're not going to do that. And I judged the whole needle injection part too, because I'm also very holistic. But enough was enough. For 2.5 years, we were all going to the gym once a day as a family. We had cut out soda, we had cut out sugars, we were cooking. Very rarely did we go out to eat. And even then, it was like healthier choices. We, got to a certain point, he wasn't like losing weight and it was still scary because of course we were still having issues. He was the first one to get on a GLP-1. We went through a telehealth provider, the telehealth provider that we're all affiliated with. And it was super simple. It was really easy. Like he legit went and filled out this questionnaire, submitted his driver's license because it's a prescription. And then within 48 hours, he got a text that he was approved. And then we got a tracking the next day. And so it was like 4 days after he like went and put in his information that we actually had it at our doorstep and he was able to start. There's no like video conferencing necessary unless you request it. It's all personalized to you. So that's why we went with the telehealth provider that we're with. It wasn't because there was a business attached to it. When we originally looked into it, that was not the idea. The idea was we just wanted something that was going to work if we were going to put money into it. So that being said, he gets on it, 4 days on it. He's like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. Like he was a totally different man. Like he hadn't even started losing weight yet, but he was telling me that like he wasn't craving Mountain Dew and he didn't want all this garbage all the time. I mean, this man would like drive by, a Sonic and he would just like salivate at the mouth and an In-N-Out burger and whatever. And so he had a really bad relationship with food, which I've always struggled with my relationship with food. So then I was like, well, I want to do it, like, because he's feeling great. So that's when I went in. I was approved as well. He's lost 44 pounds now. He's got 46 more to go. And then I've lost 31 pounds so far. And we've been on it just over 3 months. There are way more people on peptides than we think there are people on peptides, which I mean, it makes sense. People don't know what they don't know, and it's really easy to judge the things that we don't know or the things that we don't understand. As far as like the difference in, I mean, obviously building to the top of another company and stepping away to do something very, very different, it was more of like the vision that I saw with the amount of time that I would need to put into it, but also like how it's laid out. So we're dealing with medications. We have one product that's not a medication, and that's a protein powder, a GLP-1 protein powder. But other than that, like everything is a medication. So, and I'm not a doctor. We are professional pointers. We share our journeys and share links. And that's all tied to us. The fact that I literally spend an hour a day on this, an hour a day. And as you can see, like we just had the biggest paycheck we've had. We started on May 19th. Today is August 13th. So in a couple of months, we've gone from, I think the first month we made like a couple $100 to $3,000 today, which is like so cool and crazy. And that's just the monthly check. That's not the weeklies like combined in that with an hour a day. And then, randomly in my stories, but that's normal anyways, because I love to share my life and I show up there anyways. It's a structure where you're guiding people to get the answers from someone other than you. Like if you want to share your own journey, that's fine. If you want to share a peptide that you are on and that you've seen great results from or whatever, like that's fine. But you don't answer questions about dosage. Like you're not answering questions about what they should do or shouldn't do because you are not legally allowed to do that, nor should you want to do that. And so you guide them. It's 24/7 support with the doctor network where they can ask questions and they can figure all of that out for them. The next thing would be it's subscription based. So if you've ever been an affiliate for any company or, I don't know, even like sharing Amazon links or whatever, you get paid one time. With this, it is all subscription based. meaning that they, purchase their medication or their protein powder and it's on a subscription. Within the medications, it's like a 3-month subscription. And the majority of people are on their subscriptions for a minimum of 9 months. And then they either switch to microdosing or they start that way and then they add on other peptides. Like it just depends on what they're looking to improve for overall health. I love that because it's not like you make a sale and then it's like, got to start over next month. There's never ever been that feeling here. There is no restart next month. Like it's always rolling, which means that you have guaranteed volume every month and you have guaranteed pay every month that you're doing that. So if you're accumulating just a couple of customers a month, which you're making a minimum of $40 a customer per month if it's a GLP-1, a minimum of $40 per person every single month, and up to $88 per person every month, just depending on how many customers that you accumulate. It's a sustainable build because of that, and there's no like hustle build. Does that make sense? Like you're not like going out there and like gotta do this, like running for my goals or whatever. Like it's not like you come in and get really excited and talk about it, all of a sudden everything blows up. Like this is a very different product. This is a peptide. This is a trust building, need to create content, need to show up, be vulnerable, share your stories. Either way, people are going to have opinions about you, but you will be, I can guarantee, just as surprised as I was, that the moment I started posting about it, I had so many people messaging me their positive experiences with peptides. And some of them have even chosen to like share more about it openly because they're like, we kind of like, we're like setting the pace. We're at the forefront of this. So yeah, we're professional pointers. I work an hour a day. I create 3 reels each night before I go to bed. It's like my creativity time. We are trained by like the top influence builders on social media. So LEMD is the company that we're affiliated with. And they have actually gone out and hired people that have built on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, that teach us how to brand in an authentic way, share their journey, and legit just say, this is the provider that I go with, and that's it. We really are like leading the way in peptides. I'm super grateful to be here. I think the best part hasn't been the financial part. Again, that's not why we started the peptide journey. It's been getting my husband back and like seeing a version of him that I don't even know existed, and myself. Like I've gone from being a large slash extra large in all my clothes. I didn't think I was unhealthy. Like I truly didn't think that I was until I started losing weight and putting pictures next to each other. And that's when I was like, whoa, I had no idea. And I'm so grateful that I did this. Thanks, guys. I super appreciate you. And for all of you guys watching, if this did speak to you, if you're like either on a GLP-1, if you're on any type of peptide and you're willing to start sharing about it, or maybe you're already sharing about it, whether you're getting your prescription through LEMD or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be purchasing it from there if like maybe your doctor network's already covering it for you or something. You can still share the link because people are looking for peptides. So again, if it speaks to you, you're willing to create content, have some fun, feel free to click the link down below in the description. You can get signed up and then just send me a message and let me know so that I can get you a couple simple steps. You'll be up and running with links in like 10 minutes. So, okay, awesome. See you later.